I'm about to share one of the essential secrets to maintaining youthful energy and promoting healthy relationships. By the way, I'm Michael Ravenwood, and I'm an empowerment coach that throws real lightning bolts. So, if you find what I share in this video inspirational and you want to transform your experience in 90 days, use the link in the bio or message me. So obviously, to maintain the youthful energy, we need to do things like drink the proper amount of water, get the proper amount of exercise, and eat nutritious foods. But the essential piece that I'm talking about has to do with our energy on a different level. Exercise and nutrition are ways that we treat our body in a positive way, such that our mind feels clear and our emotions are healthy. But the mind-body connection works in the other way, and the way that we focus our minds also affects how our body functions. And the piece that I'm talking about now has to do with forgiveness and apologizing. When we recognize that we've done something, maybe to another person or just in the presence of another person that wasn't terribly respectful, saying that we're sorry is an incredibly powerful way to keep the lines of communication open and keep our relationships clear of resentment. Even if it's as small a thing as having an irritated tone with somebody, it's an important thing to recognize when we haven't been all that we would hope. When we apologize, we're expressing vulnerability, and we make it easier for other people to do so when the time comes for them to acknowledge something that they might have done. And if we want other people to take responsibility for the part that they might have played in some sort of conflict, it's a good thing to sort of put yourself out there first and make it easier for them to do so. And once they might have done something like that, it's good to really forgive them and not hold it over their heads so they don't have a question in their minds as to, whether or not next time they want to apologize because they think you're going to hold it over their head. My wife Anja and I have this promise that we won't go to bed angry or leave each other angry because, you want that stuff kind of hanging around, living inside you. Also, you never know what could happen in life, so it's always good to leave somebody on a good note. So if the last moment we had together was a little bit frustrated or whatever, before we leave or go to bed, we'll come and maybe apologize for whatever part might be our part, and usually that encourages the other person to apologize for whatever they might have said or done that might not have been, the most ideal. And it introduces into that day a little bit of healing. And the way that apologizing can really help us keep youthful is because we're not wasting a lot of our energy thinking about those things that we said that we really may regret, or maybe coming up with rationalizations in our mind as to why it was actually okay for us to have done that. We could just acknowledge a mistake, learn from it, and let go. We could free up that energy that we would have been spending kind of living in our heads about things, and maybe allow that energy to vitalize us. Now, of course, there is a point at which apologizing too much is out of balance too. And we have to acknowledge that we have a right to be here just as much as anybody else, and accept that making mistakes is part of being human. So really, the way to stay young and have healthy relationships around apologizing is to learn when it's appropriate to do it, and make sure you do. So if what I shared in this video spoke to you, put oops in the comments. If you put oops in the comments, then you'll acknowledge that, yeah, sometimes we make mistakes, but it's not really that big a deal, as long as we apologize and make amends. And if you're in a really healthy relationships, making amends can actually be fun. If you'd like some support around finding harmony and apologizing and making amends, or you just want to completely transform your experience in 90 days, use the link in the bio or message me.